Okay.
Water is wet, sand is dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And?
People pretend to be autistic and bi.
Okay. All right, you want to talk about that joke that you told at the beginning here?
Well,
just before the theme song?
Oh.
Then we'll get to what you're wearing, which...
Actually, it wasn't a joke. It was a poem.
Yeah, the poem. Yeah, you want to talk about the poem?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
What, to pretend like you're autistic and
pretend?
Bisexual?
Who would pretend to be like that? Everyone is, no? No, we're all a little bit bi and autistic. That's good, I think.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair point.
If you're not, then
but
what are you doing?
If you're pushing it,
of course you need to push it. What's the point in being
if that's all you have, if that's all you have, then it's, you know, I can't even actually have a conversation with you with the way you're dressed right now. It's...
this is how I'm comfortable.
That you look like a rejected member of ZZ Top. Rest in peace.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them? Well, you better get on it because you're channeling...
Were they rockers?
You're... Okay, for... Your hair is... You don't have ears anymore. Your hair is covering your ears.
I was never good at listening anyway.
Fair. And no, you're actually pretty good at listening. Very patient. Look, I'm giving you a compliment, which I really shouldn't be, because the selection of what you... First of all, we're inside, and you have sunglasses on. It's visibly not bright in here. I don't know how you can even see. You're pointing at the beauty light, which is not sufficiently...
It's like a sun setting in my face.
No, it's not. And then you have an Adidas hat on. You look ridiculous, and I'm supposed to have a conversation with you. Like, this is... Like, who is this? What alter ego of you is this?
This is me.
This is your true self.
This is real me.
This is what's always under the surface, but never quite comes out.
I just never get to express it.
The ego we all live within to the public.
I have to fake it outdoors at every comedy show by going, hey guys, it's pretty cool being bi and autistic all the time, isn't it?
Why do you always tie your hair back if you really want to be this person? You know, your hair turns into a beard. If you want to see what this looks like, the video will be on Patreon. How am I going to do this for the next hour?
As soon as I get self-conscious about this look, I will slowly.
How has me telling you
derobe.
that it's a bad look not made you self-conscious? The sunglasses are like 90s Ray-Bans. They're not
real, are they?
Yes, they are real. Are you serious? Who are you talking to? They are my sunglasses. Of course they're real.
They're very heavy on my face.
Yeah, they're kind of metal.
They're kind of pulling my head forward.
They're not Clubmasters, and they're not Aviators. I can't remember what they were called. They had
Aviators.
Club. Okay. I don't even remember, but they I got 2 pair of them for $50. The other ones were gold. My dog ate them when I couldn't.
Well, your dog probably was like, those ones are whack. Let's get rid of them.
No, he ate the better ones because he has good taste. But he ate them because I went to Colorado for Christmas one year. Not a real choice, but my brother was living there at the time. And my friend, a coworker of mine, was supposed to take him to her house to watch him for like the week while I was gone.
The dog or the brother?
Hilarious. And... That joke was almost as funny as your look. So,
my look's pretty funny.
Yeah. And, you should just go on stage. Just go on stage like this and don't tell any jokes anymore.
Denver, Colorado. That's the main city.
Correct.
Okay, just once we know what we're talking about, the same place.
But that's not where I was. We were in Cherry Creek or Cherry Hill. It's kind of outside of Denver or some shit. I actually don't know. Somewhere near there. I think I flew into Denver. It doesn't fucking matter. The point is my coworker was supposed to take care of my dog. And... what happened was I hadn't ever really, this was stupid on my part, introduced her to the dog. So basically, I gave her my house key, her and her little brother who was staying with her for Christmas, go to pick the dog up. But all the dog knows is that he's being removed from his home. So I guess he got to her apartment and howled all night, just all night long. This is like one tough cookie. She's not like one of those people who's like, kind of fragile around the edges, if you will. Huh?
Did she hit the dog?
No, she didn't hit the dog.
How'd you know?
But she was like, I can't have the dog in the house because the neighbors, it's already... So she had to take the dog back to my house and was like, I'll come by and my brother will come by, we'll walk him and we'll feed him. But then, of course...
This is Denver, though. I mean, not Denver.
This is in Brooklyn. I am in Denver.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
I am in Denver.
You are in Denver.
The dog is in Brooklyn.
The dog is in Brooklyn.
I
How did you mix those two up? Is crazy.
Yeah, we used to call this woman who was watching my dog Bone. We worked at the restaurant. We called her Bone, not having anything to do with the penis, but it was because she was bad to the bone. We had this Christmas party. I worked there for 4 years. There was a Christmas party, so it was always in the winter, right, obviously, and it would be like open bar for like 4 hours, which is devastatingly expensive to the owner, but, great party. Basically, the party occurred in like... I want to say, I don't know, Borum Hill, Brooklyn. She lived in Flatbush. So if you're going to walk that, it's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hour walk, right? A blizzard occurred during the party. No cabs. There were no cabs. It was like you couldn't get a cab. You couldn't call a car. People were kind of trying to share, but they got up to this area, Grand Army Plaza, it's like this famous sort of statue area in Brooklyn near Prospect Park. And it was taking so long for these cars to drive. I mean, it was like a legitimate blizzard, like very crazy. And she is sort of like you in the sense she didn't want to put anybody out. And she would go to great lengths to not put anybody out. And where she lived was so much further from where everybody else lived. And they were trying to take her there. And then when they got to Grand Army Plaza, which was sort of this moment where you're either going to hers or you're going to where everyone else lives, she just jumped out of the car and was like, no, it's fine. Like, have a good night, and started running. But she was wearing like ballet slippers.
Oh my God.
So she walked/ran home in a blizzard in ballet slippers. So essentially barefoot, and like never fucking complained about it. Because everybody was like, we know you weren't wearing like boots.
How far did she have to walk/run?
I mean, it was about an hour and a half. That's what I'm saying. She like...
A walk in a blizzard?
In a blizzard. In ballet slippers. It was like a blizzard that I don't know if they didn't, whatever. And of course she's hammered as well. But the point is that's one of many insane things this woman did, including agree to take care of my dog that she had never met. So she had to bring the dog back to my house. And another blizzard happened. This was a different year. So the dog was like effectively alone for the first time ever for extensive periods of time. And he got the gold pair of those sunglasses you refused to take off, and he chewed them.
How do you find them?
To the point that I couldn't wear them. I had this thing that my old roommate Pip had made. I believe it was like a grate that went on on a light, like in an office, and it had all these little slots, right? And I nailed it to the wall, and it was perfect. Like sunglasses fit on all of them perfectly. However, probably knocked it over. And then he ate them up.
Did you shit him out?
I don't know. I was in Colorado.
Yeah, but like, I mean, he didn't swallow any of it. He just chewed it. And
well,
just
who
spat
knows?
it.
I just found them all fucked up. But you want to know what I was doing in Colorado? I had the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life that Christmas. I thought I'd gotten too drunk at dinner because I essentially, I don't know if I want to say had a drinking problem, but I didn't like to have to...
Sounds like you had a drinking problem.
I didn't like to have any boundaries with my alcohol intake. How about that? And I got hammered at dinner, and I thought I just got too drunk, and I got up in the middle of the night to vomit, and then that was the beginning of like the end. I basically spent all Christmas Day making choices in the bathroom that no one should ever have to make, especially during the holidays. And yeah, I was like vomiting to Mariah Carey singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Were you vomiting and shitting at the same time?
It was horrendous. There was a moment like
when you shit and then you spin around, you vomit on your shit.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Well, no, there was a time when I was also like shitting and vomiting in a trash can, and there was talk of taking me to the hospital, but it finally subsided maybe after 26 hours.
You can't go to the hospital in the emergency room at Christmas time and see all
the
people who got sad and did something silly.
Yeah.
Like hung themselves for Christmas lights.
Right.
Or shove the angel
Not
up their
gonna work.
ass.
Not gonna work though. There's no real.
Yeah, you could.
Christmas lights aren't gonna hold any weight.
I mean, a sad child.
A sad.
Who didn't get the present
That's
he
like
wanted.
so much work. Like you think the child has the mental capacity to.
Well, if he wanted a wrestling video game and he got
Pokemon cards.
exactly. Thank you.
Actually, those are worth some money now. I have a fuck ton of those at my mom's house, I think.
Did you get them from being molested?
This is your joke you're telling on stage, and you're not going to run a bit on me right now.
I've actually changed it. So.
I actually, no, didn't. That is one thing that I dodged in my childhood was molestation, so I do feel good about that. I bought the Pokemon cards because I thought they were cute, much to the...
But you weren't a geek, were you? You weren't even into it.
No, I thought I thought they were cute. So here's the thing. The popular kids treated me like I was a geek, and the geeks fucking hated me because I collected these cards
Without knowing what
but
they were.
wouldn't play with them. And I had the hologram ones, and they're like, I will give you this. And I'm like, no, I like the hologram. And you could just see the fury and like red-faced, bald fist terror. They hated me. However, what I have now learned, I learned this like back in lockdown. There was a guy that like was interviewed for that. He like did it. That apparently he was buying them up. Pokemon cards and selling them. But
is he boy and autistic?
No idea. You'd have to ask him. But my brother sent me a link about this. My brother's into this kind of stuff, and so I'm like, we gotta get in my mom's garage. I think they're in there.
A lot of them.
I had a big fucking stack of them, and those puppies never got used because I never played Pokemon. I don't even know how. Huh?
They're in packaging.
They are not in packaging. But they're I would say
elements might have got to them.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of shit that got lost in that garage.
Pokemon was big in my school as well when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a whole little industry of geeks fucking trading. It was like the fucking stock market or some shit. I didn't understand it at all.
You kind of look like
what?
A Pokemon right now. You look like, I think it's called Jinx. It's the one that's like, it's wearing a dress and it has
what, the trans
big
Pokemon?
Hair. Yeah, that's what you look like. You look like a trans Pokemon right now. Are you going to take off those fucking sunglasses or what?
A trans Pokemon would definitely be boy and autistic.
And probably a stand-up comedian.
But what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't understand it at all. And then, but I used to watch it after school. But I would never take part in the games during school because they had the
Nintendo whatever,
the Game Boy game.
Oh yeah,
Game Boy. That's pretty sexist, wasn't it? Was there a Game Girl?
Oh Christ!
I don't think so.
Please don't
anyway, chicks would have shoved it up their pussy. You know what they're like. Anyway, so I never played that.
What, giant pussies?
Yeah, big
Nintendo or Game Boy sized pussy
up their fucking Flatbush.
What are you trying to say about me right now?
Nothing. Anyway, I would watch it at home, and then I would deny. I would make fun of the kids playing it in school.
Wow, you and I are sort of similar.
I was working in this kind of dynamic of you are so bent in school, and then I go home and I'll watch it, and it's like kind of like I think it's like the way maybe homophobic people watch gay porn.
Okay. Might be. Yeah.
An old bit there. I was just running.
Are you fucking?
It's
God.
It's
that's
really
why,
old.
You know
it
what?
was
well,
really old.
That's
bit.
why you got so little out of me, because I could sense some wave of like inauthenticity of the conversation. So I was like, all right.
Taking off the hat.
The hair goes the hat. There we go. Yes. Every time a joke bombs, you'll strip another piece of this outfit. And then soon you'll be in your underwear or naked. You know that thing when you feel naked and afraid on stage, so you're supposed to imagine the audience in their underwear?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I used to watch. I used to dabble with the watching of Pokemon, but I also, it didn't speak to me for that long. But anyway, if we go find those cards, who knows? Maybe I could pay off my student loans.
I think you should get your mom to go out and look.
That's impossible. That is an impossible situation.
There's a couple of books in it for her.
Yeah, well, I told my brother I'd give him one for his belated birthday present.
A Pokemon card.
A Pokemon card. A good one. We'll see. I also got a fuck ton of those Beanie Babies, which...
Are they worth money?
I don't know.
Are you sure you're not autistic?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh. Because you're really into the fucking fringe stuff.
Fringe stuff. All of this shit was massive.
It was mainstream.
Yeah.
I guess, was it? Maybe
people were like murdering each other over these Beanie Babies. In fact, you know what's funny? So,
was this before or after Pokemon?
Beanie Babies.
I feel like they were before.
Around the same time, I think. Ish. Not too far apart. Because all this was before I was in high school.
Yeah.
So.
Primary school.
Well, we call it middle school in America.
Yeah.
But what's funny about the Beanie Babies... Actually, no, never mind. This has nothing to do with the Beanie Babies. I was thinking McDonald's used to give away the little ones, the mini Beanie Babies.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and, you know, it was like certain ones were really rare and shit like that. But actually, what I was going to say has nothing to do with Beanie Babies and more to do with McDonald's. Do you remember McDonald's, like, Monopoly?
I do remember that.
Yeah, so I just... Within the last, I guess, month and a half, I received a box of, you know this, of my actual stuff from New York. So I received my clothes in March, and then I got a box of my actual belongings. And a lot of that was like a lot of paperwork, you know, like, I don't know, and just shit that I'd like saved over the years, like cards from friends, obviously, like 2,500 cards from my mother. You and I refuse to throw away cards our mom sends.
Oh no, I'll throw them away eventually. It's more like I just stash them.
Yeah.
You can't throw them away straight away.
No, I literally made you a folder for your mom's cards.
Oh, really?
For your mommy's cards. Oh, don't you all really me? You know what's in that folder.
Someone who wears sunglasses doesn't care about cards.
Oh, yeah, and they don't have a mother. And fuck your mom.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
She may
okay,
listen to this.
Well, you're saying it with the sunglasses, all right?
I'm going to isolate.
The sunglasses are really in your face. You're like, hey, Mom, you know, you raised a renegade. I wear sunglasses when it's dark inside.
In post-production, I'm going to isolate that and send it to her.
You don't know how to use a computer.
I know.
And, okay. So I got all this paperwork, and I found this letter that it basically said something like, it's pretty funny, actually. I could probably, where's my phone? Ugh, God, I hate when this happens.
Well, what am I meant to do? Keep on talking?
Well, find something to say.
So it's been a few weeks since we last recorded because we got very busy. I'm making some cool new friends on the open mic scene. Not a lot of audience at the shows. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. I'm using it to record this podcast.
Oh, that was silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh, God. Talk about having egg all over your fucking face.
Okay, well. Anyway, I realized I could actually look this
You're
up.
looking for the phone, and the phone was looking right at you.
Yes, yeah. That's sort of... Everything you're looking for is always right in front of you, isn't it? I realized I didn't even need my phone to do this. I got this... Or I didn't get this, but I found this letter that had been written to me. It was right after we moved from Reno. I moved from Reno, and my neighbor on the corner, they moved to New Mexico.
Oh, cool. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and his name, I'm going to say his name because I have nothing bad to say about him. His name is Mark Crawford, and he actually, God, where is this? Has won an Emmy for composing, I might have said this on this podcast, for composing the music for The Social Network.
Social Network movie.
Which was that documentary about how social media is ruining all of us. And
no.
I guess...
The Social Network was about Facebook.
Or what was it fucking called? The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma.
I thought you were talking about the movie with Jesse...
Eisenberg. Yeah, Eisenface. Yeah, no.
Jesse's Jewish name?
Whatever. The Social Dilemma, right? Which we watched.
Yes.
In Wimbledon before things went to shit. And I guess he's been nominated for another Emmy for compose. So, and he was very musical when we were growing up and a lot of fun. But anyway...
By musical, do you mean...
If you say autistic...
Gay?
No.
Oh.
Definitely not gay. So, oh fuck, the message disappeared. Great. I did all this for nothing. Anyway, the point is he had sent me this note and it was like, here's the missing piece, blah, 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 you know. And it was this very, like, for like, what is a 10-year-old, like sending me like, I guess he sent me the missing Monopoly piece. We thought we had done it. We thought
for
we had
McDonald's
won Monopoly, and we thought we were going to be like little, you know, thousandaires or whatever. You know, and he's like, here's the missing piece, and contact me when you put it all together. Like, it was such a, like, adult espionage, like, type letter that he wrote to me from like New Mexico. And I think it was honest to God the last time I ever heard from him until he followed me on Instagram. And then I was like, oh my God, look, he went and like became a musician. His dad was a musician. I don't know. It's nice to see. So he's doing well.
How much money did you make?
We made no money because it was not the missing piece. We didn't get it all. I don't think anyone won that fucking game.
No one wins. Everyone just gets diabetes. It's a whole big scam.
Big lie. Big lies across the board. So yeah, so good. I'm glad I told that story.
How many people do you think were molested for a Happy Meal? Or used a Happy Meal to cover up a molestation?
That's so fucking generic what you've said.
Is it?
Happy Meal? Yeah, it's like the most typical of...
Well, do McDonald's have any comment on that? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's...
I'm going to write on their Facebook. I see them like they're trying to banter on Facebook. What are you going to do this weekend? And everyone's like, get a Happy Meal. And I'm like, get a Happy Meal to keep my nephew quiet.
Well, that could be taken not as bad as you wanted to make it.
I'd love if the cops came over that. I don't know, I'd be like, I don't have a nephew. But McDonald's are using their Happy Meals to cover up pedophilia. Let's get that out there right now.
I'm sure they wouldn't care.
What's the toy for?
The child.
Yeah.
That's part of the allure. That's part of
the allure. That's the word I was looking for, the allure.
But you're trying to make it all dirty, and it's not always all dirty. Like sometimes they're like, if the kid knows it gets a toy with the meal, then the kid's going to bother the parents, and parents will just relent at a certain point.
And bad parents send bad uncles to bring the kid for a Happy Meal.
Okay. I mean, like, could you imagine, like, if you and I had a child, God forbid, please, let's not hex it, but should it happen, if our kid was screaming for a Happy Meal, I think you and I would both, I mean, that child would
I'd give it to that homeless guy.
500 pounds.
Get yourself and my kid a meal.
You'd give the homeless guy our child?
I mean, he's going to learn about society very quickly.
That is true. I don't
actually... Might learn a lot more, actually.
You know what? Fair play. Yeah, don't send him to school.
Every
day at 9 a.m., drop him off with one of the homeless. Give the homeless guy like $100 and be like, show my kid the ropes.
Yeah.
Let him know what's what. Scared straight a little bit.
Yeah, teach him some skills.
Yeah.
That make him survive on the street.
Huh?
Street skills.
And then street shitting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you went too far with that.
Why? That's where they poop.
That
is where homeless people... I have stepped in human shit, and you're saying that's punching down. I've had to clean human shit off of my shoes in New York City, and I'm punching down.
Let's not.
You don't just throw away the shoes. Take shots. I'm saying a fact.
Unhoused.
Unhoused.
Because that's what they're called.
Not
the homeless. Homeless is like they had a home and they lost it, but unhoused is like this corrupt system never gave them a house.
I feel mentally unhoused.
It was autistic.
I don't know. You've asked me that. This is the second time, and I gave you the most honest answer I could the first time. The second time, I don't even know what to say.
So last time we were recording, I was about to go to Manchester.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you do. Clearly, you've returned.
I went and visited my friend.
We
went up to watch the Conor McGregor boxing fight. And he lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did hear about that. He lost in a pretty extreme way.
No, his leg just snapped.
Oh, I don't know. Call me crazy. Sounds extreme to me.
It was extremely anticlimactic. That's what it was. It was very boring. But we were taking some acid for the fight.
Heard of it.
To keep awake, which was it was fun in the bar. And then I gave my mate maybe one too many.
Well, no, please clarify when you say one too many.
Oh, I gave him half too much more than the other half.
So it was.
I'm not a numbers guy.
Yeah, but I just, it's very. I'll put it this way. This is sort of funny. This happened to a comic I know. Apparently, a comic I know, was at a gig, and was on, I guess, LSD, a little bit of LSD, and was driving comics home from the gig, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess they offered this comic who was on a minor amount of LSD or some LSD, basically not tripping so many balls he couldn't drive. Of course, it's a man, right? You know, whatever. But he offered a ride to another comedian who declined. Mm-hmm. And then he made it on a list of like predators because he offered a ride while impaired, and apparently that makes him a bad person. So the reason why I want to clarify, because when you're like one too many, It could be like, did he have 6 and you gave him 7 and that pushed him over the edge? And what you're saying is it was 1 tab.
I gave him a half.
You split it in half. You gave him half.
I gave him another half.
So a total of 1,
so
which is a...
We both did 4 halves.
4 halves? What?
Yeah, 4 halves.
You did 4 halves.
Both of us, between us, did 4 halves.
So you
4
each
halves.
did 1 tab. Why is this? But God damn, you and I better never have to do this to save our lives.
4 halves is 2 tabs, so 1 tab each.
Oh, Jesus.
If you think about it. Have you done fractions? You know fractions?
I said that about 25 times.
Are you aware
before
of fractions?
You got there, but okay. Am I aware of fractions? Yeah. This is a fraction, you and I. What kind of fraction is this? What is the fraction of our...
I'm getting 3/5 annoyed anyway.
3/5 of what? Okay. Okay, so you gave it.
So I gave him a half, and I had a half, and we're having a good time. Then I was like, I'll have another half because I'm kind of like, pretty tough when it comes to the...
Yeah, you and I seem to not
the LSD.
have a tolerance.
Then, he was like, I hope he said, can I have another half? And I didn't say, you should have another half. I can't remember what happened there. But anyway, he had another half. And then what
you do know is you weren't like, here, take this. And he was like, no. And you're like, no. And then you like shoved it in his mouth.
I certainly hope not.
What do you mean you don't?
No, it wasn't.
You don't even have that in you as a person.
No, yeah.
No offense.
Anyway.
Now that the glasses are off, let's be honest with ourselves.
None taken. And so the event finished at 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. So we were on the streets, and I gave him a cigarette. And then the other half must have kicked in for him, and he, let's just say he fucking wigged out.
Is that the medical term?
Yeah, he white boy wigged out big time.
Okay.
He pulled a real wigger, honestly.
Christ.
Yeah. And he accused me of spiking the cigarette with God knows what.
Is this male Karen?
No, this is...
Is this touching upon a male Karen, though?
No, this is...
You spiked my cigarette.
No, this is when the whole world is collapsing in on you and you're trying to figure out, I think, what exactly happened.
Yeah.
And then I was probably being too drunk and too calm to try and... I was like, you're crazy, And I kept...
First rule of dealing with crazy people...
No, I didn't say that. I was like...
you just said you said that.
Yeah, maybe I said that. But anyway, like, he was running away from me. And I was walking after him, and somehow, I don't know, he was running so retardedly, like maybe from fucking side to side, that like I could keep up. I kept him like catching up with him, and then he'd go, get away from me. And then he said, I think you're the devil. This is like one of my best mates, like fucking, I started comedy with like in Vancouver like 6 years ago. And he was like, I think you might be the devil. And I was like, how does he know? This is a Simpsons joke. You know that one where...
No, I don't.
Let me just fucking recall it because it's so good. Like fucking... It's either Paddy Selma starts dating Mr. Burns. Or is it Marge's mom starts dating Mr. Burns?
You're asking me, and I already said I didn't know.
All right, well, whichever. She goes, Monty, you're the devil himself. And he goes, how did you? Oh, yes. It's such a great bit. But anyway, yeah, that exactly happened. And then I somehow got back to his like building, and because he was trying to get in the gate, and he was struggling because he was impaired. And then he was like, you're not coming in. And I was like, I don't have anywhere to stay. And then like he fucking ran in, like shut the gate, and then ran out and threw my bag with all my stuff over the gate. And I was just like, oh, fuck. I didn't really. It was funny because I didn't really give a shit. I was like, this is kind of like the level I've been on for the last while anyway. This is my luck. So I was like, whatever. I was like, I'll sleep rough. I don't care. It'll be grand. I've got cigarettes, and it's summer.
Yeah.
Do you really like when he threw my bag over? I was like, that sucks because I'm like, well, now I have something I have to fucking look after. Otherwise, it was just me and my phone. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I just want to point out it was my bag.
Yeah.
Love that bag.
Yeah, so I'd have to look after that fucking thing.
Well, it has your...
I guess I would just like kind of wrap it around my fucking neck or something, so if someone tries to fucking
wrap it around my
like the strap and then use it as a pillow, the bag, and then if someone tried to rob it, they'd be janking on my head and I'd wake up.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just strap it on and sleep on it?
Because
or sleep on your stomach?
My back would be... Yeah, I guess you're sleeping in the park, you're sleeping in the park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But his girlfriend obviously woke up because he came in and made a...
racket?
An absolute racket, saying, do not let him in here, he is the devil, he's evil, And she was messaging me going like, what's going on? And I was like, I think someone had too much. And then she was then she had to make a choice because he was like making her promise like not to let me in because I was like crashing in their spare room. And she had to like just go like, yeah, he's just fucking wigging out. So she told him to go into the shower, and then I fucking snuck into the spare room. And like and then he's messaging me and saying shit like so I'm thinking like if he had not woke up, but if he had like come into the spare room and seen me in there in that state, he would have bludgeoned me to death for sure.
Well, and
because he thought I was like a demon or something.
I'm surprised he didn't, because if I was that enraged, I mean, the trust he must have in his girlfriend is very.
No, I mean,
yes, because if I was like that person is the devil and I was that terrified, I would 100% go and like. You know, have you never checked your house just because you felt a little freaked out? Like sometimes you're like, I just want to make sure nobody's like creeping in this extra room or whatever. Yeah. So if I like had actively had someone who I now believe to be the devil in my home, I would go check the room.
No, it's a big risk. But like she was also like going like, you know, like there was a tiny, because I was talking the next day, we're all like obviously cool the next day, but she was like, what if he was right for a second? Like it's like fucking, you know, somehow I was some sort of demon,
that's
evil
how the horror
demon.
Movie starts.
So like then he was sending me some insane messages, and then like slowly the messages got less and less insane as the night went on. And then in the morning he was like pretty cool. Like we hugged it out, and I was like, don't worry about it, because this is kind of the energy I've been on for the last few months anyway. So.
Well.
Yeah, no.
I guess that's true friendship. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Like, having, something like that happen, but, you know, kind of hugging it out in the end. It seems like there's no hard feelings either way.
I completely got where he was coming from.
Well, that's important. That's important with friendship. Hearing each other out.
I was hearing it. I was like, I mean, I don't know what I've said, but, you know, maybe I sound like the devil, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever think, I think you and I sometimes do the same thing like this. I can like give too much credence to the opinion of someone else. Like, you know, you're not the devil, right? But like he sat there with conviction being like, you are the devil. And then you're kind of like, I mean, maybe. You're like, maybe I said something, maybe whatever. You know what I mean? Even though you probably know unequivocally in your heart.
Maybe I did do the Mr. Burns thing. Maybe I thought of The Simpsons in my head in that split second and went, who told you? And maybe that was it.
You don't even, okay.
Well, I don't even know.
You know, I don't know. I'm just exploring.
So in his defense, maybe he was completely right to run away and think I was, because maybe I wasn't saying the right thing.
You're defending something then.
I just can't remember. I had quite a few.
Brewskis?
Yeah, but Grandpa's all syrup, you know.
Grandpa's all syrup.
Mm.
Well, this would be a good time. He's not one of our Patreon subscribers, is he? No. Who is? Let's give thanks. Let's give thanks right now
good.
To just to make it very clear. These are the $5 Patreon subscribers, $5 and above.
Yeah. Thanks for your charity.
No, it's very nice. It's very nice, especially because we've sort of, you know, we got a video for you this week of what this is. You can see Mark's crazy outfit, and thanks to these people, we were able to buy equipment that I might even know how to use.
No, we're learning. We're learning.
Figuring it out. But go for it.
Oh, the people. We have Niall.
Oh my God. Did you cum that one out?
Jamo. Kevza.
No. No, I saw what you did. You were going to say Tom Ford, weren't you?
No.
Okay, you don't remember. Well, I just did it for you. Okay.
It's been a month.
There's, Dr. Cool Guy.
Dr.
Cool Guy.
Very
and
good. Chicken House.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So wait, it was Niall, Kev, Damo, Chicken House, Dr. Cool Guy.
Yeah. So
thanks to those people. And then I said Tom Ford, so you didn't have to this time. But Tom Ford.
Oh, I needed fucking tramadol after that. I have a panic attack.
What do you mean you had a panic attack?
I just don't want to leave anyone down, or you know.
I like that you just told this story about how your shit was thrown out of a house and you were told by one of your closest friends that you were the devil, and you fully embraced all of that. But then just now you're like, I don't want to let anyone down. I almost had a panic attack because I didn't remember all the names.
Hey, I supplied the drugs, so. What can you do?
That's why, well, it's dangerous to give people drugs. I will say that.
I'm learning that now.
You have to make sure people, you can't just be all, willy-nilly.
Willie Manilli. She was a good artist, wasn't she? Three-fifths good is Liza Minnelli.
I've lost you.
Me too.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah, you can't just give people things because you want to make sure they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not us. They haven't been through what we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't medicated in the way we have.
Yeah. They're not enlightened yet.
How's stand-up comedy going? Oh, I wish I hadn't even
Brilliant.
asked that question. Honestly,
I nearly have a fucking
I'd like to take it back. I'd like to take it back.
I nearly have a brand new 5 minutes at the open mics.
You know what? Actually, I'll just use this. I'll use this time because I didn't at the beginning because I'm not very good at doing this because I don't like shoving things down people's throats.
I do. Acid.
That they don't want, especially. But can you plug my stuff for me?
You can catch...
Can you do it with more enthusiasm?
You can catch Katharyn at... in the city of London at the Camden Comedy Festival.
Camden Fringe Festival.
Camden Fringe Festival. Oh, Fringe.
Yes.
It's kind of on the, makes it a bit cooler, doesn't it?
It's on the fringe of the fringes.
But
it is a fringe. It is happening.
It's happening this very soon.
Very soon. The dates of my hour are the 12th, 14th, 26th.
The 26th as well.
28th.
And the 28th. So
of August.
Of August. This month, actually, by the way.
At 9:45 p.m. at Comedy Cabin in Hoxton.
So you got that at 9:45 at the Cabin of Comedy in Hoxton.
Wow, now it's just confusing.
What's the address?
Fuck if I know. It's in Hoxton.
Yeah,
okay.
So let's say you're about 10-minute walk from Liverpool Street Station.
Yep. Okay, and then
also
there's the #1 best all-American comedy show.
Oh yeah, so it's all North Americans joking about stealing shit from the Middle East. I think is most of the themes.
Yep, that's my set, and
that's
that is also at Comedy Cabin.
Yep.
In Hoxton.
Mm-hmm.
On the 9th.
The 9th of August.
The 15th.
The 15th of August.
And the 29th.
And 20 days later, on the 29th of August.
Is that... I don't even think that's the correct math.
I don't know.
Okay. And that's one's at 8 o'clock.
This one's actually earlier than the other one, and this is a different show. So the first one's all Katharyn, and this one is actually... It's a compilation of the best North American comics in the city of London. So you've got Americans, Canadians... And you might have someone just doing an accent because they're trying to make the numbers up.
Yep. And finally...
And also, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which you might have heard of. It's the biggest fringe festival...
In the world.
And this is in Edinburgh, which is a city in Scotland. And Katharyn is doing her full hour show. Ooh, girl, you are a nasty one. I believe it's called. And you're doing that on August the 19th.
Through the
24th. The 25th of August is the last one, so you try and really get on that before
19th through the 25th.
19th, yeah.
At the Counting House.
At the Counting House in Edinburgh.
In the lounge.
In the lounge.
At 2 p.m.
And that's 2 p.m., 2 hours after noon. That's when you can catch her.
However.
Also.
2 shows have already sold out.
So 2 shows have actually sold out.
4 shows had sold out, but then they've
added more tickets.
They've added more tickets thanks to the easing of restrictions.
The virus is actually a hoax.
And now they're letting more people into my room.
And now more people can come to the room.
So I've sold out 2 of those. I have 5 nights still on sale.
In the Camden Fringe.
In the Camden Fringe, we have got plenty of tickets, baby.
There's a lot of tickets to be sold.
Please come to that one.
So, and what is the price of the tickets? So you don't want to say?
Oh, the Camden Fringe one is £5, and the Edinburgh Fringe it's ranging from $2.50 to $10. So it's $2.50, $5, $7, or $10.
And there's no other deals for the Camden one. You can't. There's no.
Nope. I am learning a lot about that one during this. So if you would like to come, it would be really great. For you can come before you come to the show.
And is this show for over a certain age group?
I honestly
will you let our 12-year-olds allowed in there?
They'll learn a thing or two. I did do a bit that includes a whole thing of dog fucking, and 12-year-old was in the room. He didn't make eye contact with me after, but I think his view on women has changed forever.
Okay, and what about the Asian community? Are they allowed into the...
Every time.
Okay.
Highly welcomed.
Okay, brilliant.
The guy I write with in New York City is Asian.
Oh, so they're actually encouraged more to come. So
yes, because
this,
part of my tags have come from the Asian community.
So this is actually
Shout out to
this is
Misha
kind of
Han.
an Asian-themed show?
Nope,
We're learning?
not at all.
Oh,
okay. You're desperately trying to not be a white man in comedy right now.
I'm not a white man.
I'm sorry?
I'm not a white man.
Okay, go on.
Well, I haven't took the test, so who knows what I am.
Test?
The 23andMe, or whatever it is. Fucking the gain of function, fucking whatever it is. Pissing in a cup and they tell you if you're Eskimos. So I have to take that, like. But I ain't got round to it because,
Because why?
Because I'm afraid of a few things.
Of finding out?
Finding out, and believe me, it's not to find out I'm black or Chinese. It's to find out that just in case some of this blood comes from the country
the English
we're currently living in.
I'm part English, right?
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Okay, really unkind.
Ugh.
I didn't choose this.
Yeah, well...
I'm also Irish.
It's kind of gross as well.
Okay, you know what? Really? Do you have something nice to say?
You've got lovely hair.
God. You're a hairy beast.
Flatbush, what is that? A fucking skinny chick's pussy?
There is already a joke where Flatbush is the punchline.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound like what I just said?
No. What do Brooklyn and pantyhose have in common?
Flatbush.
It
works every time?
Every time.
Is it yours?
No.
Whose is it? Plug them.
It's just a joke about Flatbush in Brooklyn.
Oh, it's a street joke.
It's a street joke. Good old street joke.
You gotta start doing street jokes on stage.
Yeah, well, actually, there is a comedian in New York City who 100% tries to pawn off street jokes in his act.
I would call my album Street Jokes that I changed.
Do you have any good street jokes? I like that you're looking at your notebook, which
I have my own
in
joke.
theory should be original.
I have my own old joke that I'm trying to fucking get back into his fucking set.
All right, what is it?
Well, bloody so I was having a...
Is that how you start?
I met this one of those bloody rock and roll chicks that wears leather,
Mm-hmm.
That makes me hard. And I was like, oh yeah, who's your favourite band? Is it Rage Against the Washing Machine?
Okay, I remember this.
And she was like, fuck you. And then I was like, yeah, I can't remember it.
Wow.
The Rage Against the Washing Machine is like the bit I'm trying to work into anything, because it's like it's making fun of feminists, I guess. Feminists who like rock music. These are just two things.
Okay, well,
Did I
first
tell
of
you
all,
about
that is a genre of music completely.
Oh,
I'll say
what?
that. Correct.
Like
The
Pussy Riot.
Riot Girl, like Riot Girl music.
Oh, annoying chicks.
They're not all annoying.
Oh,
and
really?
they're as equally as annoying as, frankly, like the dudes who like that screamo shit. Like, unlistenable. Like, truly unlistenable music. At least Le Tigre has, like, some substance.
What, did they talk about pussy and politics? Boo!
You like both of those things.
No, I don't.
Really?
Yes.
Would you like to, as Judge Judy says, answer carefully?
I had another, like, fucking banging joke and I forgot it because we started talking about music.
You had another bang. You didn't even finish that joke. And I guess I'm wondering, so I want to ask you then, fine, you want to bring this joke back to whatever, make this statement about...
I'm not making a statement, it's fun.
You want to make fun of feminism and women.
But it's not, it's Rage Against the Machine, the band, but Rage Against the Washing Machine.
I got it.
It's very funny.
Okay, that's really debatable.
I just need to build... I need to reverse engineer the punchline.
I guess I'm wondering why, after everything you and I have been through, why you're like, you know what? You know where I'm at as a person? I got to bring this joke back. It's cute. It's a little cute. Doesn't really say much. It's just sort of a cute little jab at, I guess, women and feminism. Okay, fine. Not that funny. Not funny enough for me to go,
It's also a jab against rock music in general.
How?
I don't know.
I didn't hear that.
I'm more into wordplay than I am into politics. I don't think about what the joke means or how it makes you feel. I think about the cool dudes who are laughing and then I high five. I say it and then I high five.
That's what gets your dick hard?
I go ba ba ba, and I was like, The boys love this one, drinking the beers.
Well, then you know what? If that's what you are doing, just fine in the open mic comedy scene. I think, in fact, that is your audience.
I'm enjoying it.
That is your audience.
There's not much audience.
Correct.
There's really not a lot of
yeah,
audience.
because I mean, I don't want to be. I don't know. You know, I think whatever. I feel like I've repeated this 1,000 times. You have very insightful things, and then sometimes you just get hooked on something where I'm like, all right, if that's it, if that is where you're at, go live your truth. But I'm like,
I'm just getting back
you're
in.
a very smart,
I'm getting back
funny
into
person, and then I'm like, all right, this is the one. This is it. This is what we're doing.
I'm just
okay.
getting back into the 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you know, you got to
That
make.
doesn't mean it has to be a bad 5 minutes.
No, it has to be funny. It doesn't have to be good. Do you know what I mean? When it's 5
Fair.
minutes, when it's 5 minutes of an open mic, it has to be funny. It doesn't have to. What kind of a fucking dickhead goes to an open mic and tries to do all Bill Hicks, and you see it happen? You're like, shut the fuck up. Someone who's trying to tell you like what's really going on.
What if
in
they're
your 5
what if
minutes?
they're trying to make? What if parts of it are funny? What if they're trying to?
Yeah, parts of it are funny, the funny little bits, and then when you're doing your 10 minutes, you can expand on your context. But for the 5 minutes, you need to just have jokes.
Yeah,
Unless it's 1 5 minute piece that's really good that you keep on, you know.
Well,
Who am I to say? Who am I to say? There's no one at these shows.
Well, what's interesting about what you just said is like, you know, when I was running a bunch of my own shows in New York, I felt like I had a lot of opportunity to kind of go up there with things unplanned and just sort of see where I went with like my material, right? That had already, you know, whatever kind of like connected when I was up there. And I haven't done that a lot recently, but like yesterday, I just felt like doing that at one of these shows. Like I didn't want to work on the thing I'm working on that's like a new like 8 minutes or whatever. But as a result, I did like old stuff, and then I started doing the new bit, and I'd wanted to cut a piece out and shorten it. But like, you know, when you do something so many times a certain way, it just starts coming out of your mouth. So basically I was doing this bit that like is about email and shoes and dog fucking and jaw clicking. And I started the part about these animal petitions and then accidentally started the part about the shoes that I didn't want to. So, you know, I'm up there and I'm saying this part, but as I'm saying it, I'm realizing I don't want to be saying it. So, you know, my head's going, fuck, how do you get out of this? And you're like, oh, you can't. So now you have to do it. Now you have to give it to them. I can even hear it in the recording, me thinking, and then me going, all right, now do the bit. So then I do it, but then the part I really wanted to do needed to be shortened drastically, right? If I was going to finish it without blowing the light. So I guess this long-winded, you know, sort of masturbatory comment about my own material is that because I got the light, I then cut it, and I was like, oh, that's a way I can cut it if I need to. Do you know what I mean? Because I cut it in this like moment of panic to make it work without blowing the light, and it still worked, you know, without this extra stuff. But then when I'm doing a longer set, so sometimes it takes, you know, like when you're sitting here writing without being on stage, you're not going to necessarily do that, right? Or if you're given like long time, you know.
Yeah,
so that what I'm saying is if somebody wants to go and jack off, you know, with their fake Bill Hicks bullshit, maybe at least they're trying something.
I know, yeah. I mean, I forgive them. And you know what? I'm not even talking about a specific person.
It's you.
It's me. It's me. I'm fucking Bill Hicks.
Somebody told me I looked like Bill. Well, hold on. No, this is, I want to.
Wow, that's a compliment.
Yeah, no. Well, first.
Have you seen Bill Hicks?
Yes, Mark. And of course I have. He came up to me and he said, you remind me of Bill Hicks, like up there. And I was like, oh, you know, thank you. Like, it's my understanding that's a compliment. Thank you. And he was like, and you look like him too. And I was like, that is not a compliment.
He was trying a bit on you, I think.
Fuck you. Yeah. but I actually have because I had an idea of what he looked like, but I've Googled him.
He did have those glasses for a while.
It's really a problem. I do think I look like Bill Hicks. Because I think it's the bangs, like the hair part like this in the middle with the bangs that's sort of like to
you
the
have
side.
a picture of you with a cigarette hanging out your mouth as well. That's his famous picture.
Yeah, and then the glasses. So
yeah, so
I think
the guy was onto something.
He's
not
Bill
wrong.
Hicks, actually. Then
well, he died in 1994, and you were alive then. So
yeah, but how do you know like his soul didn't like somehow just invade my essence?
He also moved to the UK to pursue his career. So who knows? But I mean, he died at 33.
Oh, good.
34, 32. No, it might have been 31 or 32. You know,
really, he didn't look good for his age.
He's from Texas.
So, what does that imply about people from Texas?
A lot of sun, a lot of red meat.
A lot of song?
A lot of sun and a lot of red meat.
And a lot of song. Song in their hearts. It's a country one.
Smoking cigarettes. Drinking.
That's what you associate with Texas?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I've never been there. But I think it's what the fuck do I know? But
do you want to talk about? Well, do you have anything else on your little piece of paper that you want to talk about? Do you remember that banger of a joke that I apparently interrupted with talk of music?
No.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you have anything written on the piece of paper?
I have that N-word lady, but I don't really care about that story.
Yeah, well, it could just be summarized as a crazy lady started screaming the N-word during an open mic, and to the point where she had to be removed.
She had to be removed. There was 2 audience members, her and this other guy, and I was like, let's see how long we can keep her in here, but she kept on shouting it.
Well,
there's no one black in the room as well. That was the thing. She was just having like a little breakdown, and then she called us all pussies and said we're too sensitive, and I kind of respected her then.
Why?
She spilt her wine on the way outside the door, out the door when she was getting dragged out. It was
tragic.
Beautiful. It was Shakespearean.
She wasted alcohol.
She was passionate.
If you have nothing left to say, I want to have a brief debate on the Judge Judy we just watched.
Yeah.
I want to just chat this out.
Okay.
Okay. So, shall you explain the scenario, the case that was on the docket?
Okay, so this is circa 2012.
We don't really know. Do we know that?
We do. I watch. I
remember?
always keep note of the
do you?
timestamps.
Oh, wait, in you're in the Rolodex in your mind?
No, but it's fucking everything we watch right now in Judge Judy is between 2010 and 2016. Not even 2016.
Well,
2014.
then how do you know this was 2012? Okay, I don't need to argue this. It doesn't matter what year it was.
It was 2014.
Okay.
It was 2012.
Okay.
That's the ones at the moment. The ones that are on at the moment is the 2012 series. So to how do I describe them?
Gay men,
homosexuals.
They were gay men.
Correct?
They were gay.
Correct? Yeah, the original LGBTs, not the
Wait, are you about to say something offensive?
Yeah, not the non-binary people pretending to try and get into a cool group.
That does exist, but
no
that's
offense.
not what we're debating
anyway, that has
today.
nothing to do with that. This is before they existed. This is 2012. There wasn't a peep out of anyone besides LGBTs. Anyway, so they're obviously having some sort of, maybe some sort of date in.
Well, you know, this is it was one of them. I wish we knew their names.
Let's call them.
One was one was a little
top and bottom. How
top
about that?
and bottom, yeah, because one was a bit top heavy and the other one was clearly not.
Yeah. And we're talking 60s.
They were both.
One was
they were
one
both
was
like
60.
late 50s, early 60s for sure. And top. Well, who's top and who is bottom?
I'm going to say top is the owner of the property.
I was going to say top.
Bottom is the one who literally did get drilled in the ass.
Okay, yeah. And see, just for my logic, no body shaming, but I was saying top was the big guy. Whereas bottom was the little guy.
He was a bit
slender. He was slender.
He was slender. Yes.
He was slender. He was tall, waifish, sickly looking, which was apt considering what happened.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go on?
So they're over having a little rendezvous, or as they call it in the community, rendezvous. And bottom felt ill. I don't think they had not known each other that long.
No, it appeared to be a
so they're on the
pickup.
they're on the old
one ride on the merry-go-round.
Yeah, the Microsoft Word or whatever. They met on the internet.
Did they?
Probably.
No, I got the impression that they met. Well, it doesn't matter where they met. I don't think they.
Anyway, they didn't know each other that well, and
it seemed to be Bottom's first time over.
Bottom's first time over.
Bottom comes over. Top is there.
Bottom starts to feel very, very, very ill.
Yeah.
Goes to lie down on Bottom's bed.
Correct.
I feel like Bottom was probably not even cool about that. And he lay down in his bed, had a heart attack, died, shit himself, and pissed all over the bed.
We think. I mean,
soiled was the word.
Yes, soiled was the word.
Soiled is the word. So Top is bringing Bottom on Judge Judy to get him to pay for his mattress that he died and shit on.
Right. And apparently Top had to give Bottom CPR and called an ambulance.
Yeah.
And then Bottom was in the hospital, I guess, from Sunday to Friday is what he said. He didn't remember the 3 days prior to the heart attack and didn't remember all of the days after. 6 days after.
10 days of no memory.
10 days, of no memory, right? And so basically, and then they said, well, Judge Judy's like, to Top, what are you sleeping on now? And he's like, I've wrapped that mattress in sleeping bags and plastic because I can't afford a new one because he's broke because he spent all the money that his boyfriend who died left him in a trust already. So I feel
like he's kind of a scumbag already, to be
Why?
honest.
Why?
But
Because he spent
getting a fucking job. He just spent all the money that was left to him.
No, you know what? People aren't necessarily scumbags because they do that. They're just not smart with money. Like, I would never do that. I would never do that.
He's a scumbag because he was looking for $1,000 for his 5-year-old mattress that someone shot and died on.
Fair.
That's a scumbag move.
That's a lot of money.
The guy looks so damaged afterwards still. He's still shook up. He looks half dead. He looks half dead now. He's not. That guy is dead. We should look it up, but he's dead now. This is what, 2021? That was 2012. It's been 9 years. He was in his early 60s.
When it's like, why did he have a heart? And he didn't remember 3 days prior. I don't know. It's just
he looked shook up. He looked fucked up.
I did start to think though, was he like fucked up on drugs? You know?
I don't think so.
How do you know?
I think he was just old.
But I mean, if you're old and kind of fucked up on drugs,
I mean maybe, but whatever. He fucking died in that mattress, and this guy's trying to get a fucking $1,000.
Anyway, what I can say from buying a mattress in America, if you're gonna buy a mid-level, like decent mattress, it's usually around $700. If you're gonna buy a really nice mattress, it's gonna be more than that. And then you can buy really fucking cheap ones. And I guess they've had those like mattress companies come out where they're like, here's like an actually good one for $300. But back then, in 2012, that is the year it was.
Okay, but we're going 5 years before that again, because the mattress is 5 years old, so you're going back to 2007.
Okay, but when I bought a mattress with a boyfriend in America, I guess in around 2015, and we paid like $700 for it.
Rip off. I always got mattresses free off the side of the street.
Well, we bought a mattress because the mattress that I had gotten for free was finally on you couldn't lay on it.
In Canada, I had 2 mattresses pushed together because I bought sheets that were I got 2 free mattresses. They weren't even the same height, and they were pushed together on the floor, and I had a double sheet that didn't even really fit it. And what used to happen is I used to just fall asleep and then slip down between the two onto a cold floor.
You know what's funny? That kind of makes sense now because I've taken a photo of you when you're sleeping on the couch and your head has like slipped between the back cushions. And you are so peaceful. Like, you look like you're being cocooned.
No, I think I've managed to sleep in bad conditions. I think it's like a skill.
Well, it is a skill. I'd say men, there is like a part of your genetic makeup that allows for that for at least a brief period. I think I've explained. Did I explain on this podcast? I've explained recently, but on this podcast, maybe not. My friend Matthew and Luke, when I was dating Luke, we broke up. I found them a place to live. They were living in the house area, but they wanted to save money. So they decided instead of living in a adult-sized space, they would move up to this man's attic because the attic had its own bathroom and it had like a hot plate. So they were living in an attic, which is essentially like a crouch space. They each had their own mattresses. Luke, actually, his was like a blow-up, like twin mattress, and Matthew had a full-size mattress, but it didn't fit in the attic, so Matthew spent an afternoon in the backyard sawing the mattress in half and like recoiling the coils and then sewing it back together, like using the scraps of it to sew it back together into this like Franken twin mattress that he then dragged up there. And somehow they each, or at least one of them, have had sex up there in that scenario together, and they lived like that, and they paid like $300 total. So
that rules.
Yeah, no, I mean the innovation is obviously undeniable, but like long-term living condition couldn't do it. But anyway, so $700 is not what he received. He didn't receive $1,000. The guy who died thinks it's unbelievable that.
I'm with the guy who died because he just doesn't look like... It looks like a situation where you kind of just go... A second-hand mattress is worth $50. I agree with fucking that. It's been used. It's fucked up.
Correct.
So... And if he can't pay to even get his mattress cleaned...
Well...
The guy died in it. I don't know.
But he was a stranger and he shit in it. So it's like, think about it. Let's say you've got this mattress.
But Tom is claiming that he saved his life, and we know that didn't happen.
Okay, but let's say, okay, fine. Forget that he saved his life and this and that and the other. A stranger shits in your bed. That was fine. The bed was fine. You were using it. You probably would have used it 5 more years. You know what I mean? Like you would have gotten whatever. But now there's a stranger shit in it because you took him home. regardless of whether or not you saved his life. He did call the ambulance.
I bet you debated it. I bet you looked at him for a second.
That's all hearsay, right? I think he deserves to have his mattress replaced in some regard.
You know what? Judge Judy said $250. I'll never really go against her decision.
Neither will I.
Pretty fair.
Yeah, and that's why she should be president.
True.
Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I need to snooze before my 5-minute spot, my 10-minute spot.
And that's not going to happen.
But, yeah. Well. Okay. So, good night. Good day.
Goodbye.
This American Irish life.